Since beginning our journey on this channel, we have dedicated our weekends to adventures. However, sometimes the weekend is also dedicated to more important events. This is what brought us to Fort Myers as we drove down to attend the wedding of two good friends. Along with the challenge of managing our time, we are faced with poor weather rolling in from yet another tropical storm making its way up to Florida. So we decided to squeeze an adventure in early morning, before the wedding, and well before the projected arrival of the storm.
Since we found ourselves down here on the west coast of Florida in Fort Myers, we decided to go out for a different kind of adventure for the weekend. So today we're going kayaking, and we're in a place called Manatee Park, and hopefully we will see some manatees.
It's been a beautiful morning so far. We're looking at about 70s right now. High for the day is low 80s. So it's going to be a great day on the water. Let's get out there. There's a company called Manatee Kayaking Company out of this county park here that you get to rent kayaks or canoes from, and they launch you out on the river and get you going in the right direction and all that. Just wanted to make a little side note. If any of this footage looks weird today, it's we've got a new camera and we're slightly testing out a little bit too, so bear with us if anything looks a little off. But we're just showing up to the kayaks here right up along the way. So right out of the launch, it's really picturesque with all this, you're traveling through all the mangroves here. It's real tight and very interesting trees, mangroves are. It's very pretty scenery.
Oh good, there's a sign. I was wondering if there's a sign. Wow, look how fast the river's going.
So we're just cruising upriver here on the Orange River outside of the Manatee Park there. It's just such a beautiful morning. The sun is kind of tucked away nicely behind a little bit of overcasty clouds, and we decided to go against the river first for about an hour, turn around and go with the river for about an hour. To the left here, we're supposed to be able to see some more mangroves. We've got our mangroves over here. They're just kind of they're really interesting water tree, I would say. They've got a really interesting root structure. Kind of can't really see it along the river side here, but we'll try to get some closer shots a little later. But it's just, if I had to describe the kayaking trip here right now, it'd just be just relaxing. This is a perfect like Sunday morning, just nice easy cruise down the river and then just enjoying your time to yourself. But we're gonna continue on down the river here and see how far we can get. So the cool scenery of this river is definitely going to be the mangroves. I've got some right back here. Now, the interesting thing about mangroves is the tree, obviously it lives up on shore, but what it does is it drops its roots into the water from the tree limbs hanging over into the river. Mangroves typically live in like a brackish kind of water. But yeah, they're just super cool. They're very interesting scenic trees for sure.
We're about an hour into our kayaking trip, and the wind's been picking up and we're going against the current, so it'll be really nice once we get the opportunity to turn around, head back, and sort of just cruise down the river.
We've paddled down to the left on the Orange River here for as far as we could go in about an hour and a half. We're just kind of stopping, coasting with the river flow here, just taking a little bit of a break. If you don't know Tracy, little known fact, she used to row for her high school crew team back in the day. Was pretty darn good at it too, but she hasn't rowed for anything in a good long time. And would you know, her hands have gotten soft and she's got a blister. That's gonna be sore tomorrow. But and if you don't know what crew is, I'll try to slap a little snippet up here to show you what we mean. It's a pretty cool sport. It's a very team-oriented sport, and she's very proud to have been able to do that in high school. And we're just gonna coast on down the river now and head back on to the power plant area and try to see if we can find some manatees. So we're back from going down the left side of the river. This is right around the area where we entered the river at, and we're gonna go check out the right side now, right down here, and try to see if we can find some manatees. Now, just over here on the bank is the canal where they have set up for some really nice thermal water for the manatees to take refuge in. They have it blocked off and you can't really go over into that area, but just outside of it is apparently where you can see all the manatees. So we're gonna try to see if we can find some manatees. We're not here really at the optimal time, but there have been still sightings. So hopefully we get lucky and you guys can see some manatees with us. We kind of have a tropical storm rolling in, and it's just getting windier and windier out here this morning. I think Tracy might have made a mistake. She's been blown way down over there. I think she's struggling to get back. The wind is it's just blowing crazy. Look how fast I am moving along the line here. I'm just getting blown crazy right now. Just getting pushed straight down the river. I'm gonna stop filming for a second so I don't get pushed all the way down to where Tracy is. Where'd you go?
So I floated down there, of course, super easy. And then it comes time to come back, and I'm looking at the shoreline, taking like 3 or 4 paddles and barely moving. And I definitely panicked, like, oh my God, how am I gonna get all the way to where Zach is? He's like this big and my
It looked like she was struggling for a second there. The wind is just kind of picking up crazy here and there. It's making for a nice day kayaking, but you know, like I said, it's just it's probably really poor conditions to try to see any manatees, especially if you do see them, you just start drifting so much further past them. I saw their noses pop up for just a second there, and the next thing I know, I'm 10-15 feet away from them and can't even get it on the camera here.
So we've parked our kayaks here up against this concrete wall to be out of the wind, so we can sort of hang out here and hopefully see some manatees, as this is the area that is known to see them. So we're just gonna sit here maybe about 5-10 minutes and hopefully see some noses pop up when they come and get some air. So our time's just about up for renting the kayaks, so we're headed back in. We did spend about 15-20 minutes in that last little area, hoping to see some manatee noses. We did see one, but it was way across the little cove area, so couldn't really see exactly, but definitely saw something pop up and then go back down.
If we knew how this stuff was gonna go and we could plan everything and make sure that we get everything we wanted to get, it wouldn't be an adventure. We're out here just trying to figure it out, go with the flow, and we're just going with it. That's what we're doing. We're adventuring. Obviously, since we didn't really get a good shot of what manatees look like, I just wanted to show this little statue. It really kind of just shows what a manatee looks like. They just gentle, giant sea cows that just float up, and fortunately, they're endangered just because of that fact that they are just so gentle, and they just kind of lounge around and then they float up. What happens, unfortunately, is boaters, a lot of times they just don't see them, and they get cut up on their backs and stuff. It's a really unfortunate fact of modern technology and human activity, where these things would generally be perfectly fine floating around and always have been and whatnot. But we're just gonna keep on meandering around the park now and check things out real quick. We're on this walkway now along the canal here that they've kind of purposed as a manatee refuge. Over my right shoulder here, that's the power plant that's using these waters and kind of just dumping thermal water back into the river here. Just in front of me is a nice calm little area for the manatees to hang out as well. We're gonna try to catch some manatees popping up here and see if we can get some just anything of manatees for you guys here. So there's a big manatee and two little manatees popping up every now and then here in this little area. We'll try to see if we can catch them for you. Just out over here is where I've been seeing them. That was him right there, just popping his nose up to get fresh air. We're gonna have to wrap up our adventure here at Manatee Park now. We've exhausted all of our available time this morning. We're gonna move on to the next thing,
which is our friend's wedding, and that's the whole reason why we're in Fort Myers this weekend.
Well, we're about to head out of Fort Myers, and we had a great time with that wedding last night. We were told by several different people that we've got to check out this place called Sun Harvest Citrus on our way out. That apparently it's a place where they make a bunch of different products out of local grown old Florida oranges. Seems like they have a small processing plant there. They juice their own oranges, all of that, make ice cream, some pies, they said, some wine. So we're gonna check that out on our way out and head on up to home.
Just finished up at the Sun Harvest Citrus store. Really cool store. They got a lot of different products, fresh Florida orange juice made and whatnot. We got a couple jugs of fresh squeezed orange juice and a big bag of oranges. We're headed out for the day. Tracy's over here crushing a soft serve ice cream. It is melting crazy right now. Other than that, we're gonna drive home for our 3 hours in the rain, and we'll see you guys next weekend.